let's get this thing started one more time. So again, welcome to Sequoia's Lunch with Sequoia session. So for this session, it's actually for you as a Sequoia members to bring in your questions so that we can do our best to answer you and help you out through building this business. So Simon, I understand that you have your first question. If you don't mind, can you ask one more time?
Okay, yeah, sure, Mr. Allen, no worries. So my name is Simeon Nunnally. I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm under Coach Roy Washington, my mentor. And my question is this: let's say we have somebody that want to actually apply for a loan. However, their credit score is not applicable. It's not able to. It doesn't meet the requirement. But however, they have a business partner or somebody that's in their organization that has, or a friend, or even a friend who's willing to utilize their credit score to help them get that loan. Is that something that we accept? Do we accept personnel with co-signers to apply for loans? That's my question.
Oh, okay, very good questions. So in general, the short answer is yes. Okay, but obviously we need to find out how bad the credit score is. So let's say you have A and B. Okay, A is the original client would like to apply for the loan and he has bad credit, but now he wants to use A and or bring in A into the pictures because A has a better credit score. So in this case, we need to find out how bad the credit score is for A and what's going on with him. So let's say, for example, he applied for, hypothetically, okay, let's say he applied for 1 to 4 unit investment property. So in general, we need to require to have a credit score somewhere between 660 or 680. Now, however, let's say he has a credit score of only 650 and he wants to bring in A who has a credit score of 700. So in this case, yes, absolutely. Now, however, in the same situation, let's say A has a credit score of 400 in this case. Now, most likely we cannot have A in the picture at all. Because again, for credit score that is like 400, 500, there got to be a lot of delinquents or some sort of bankruptcy or things like this that the lender do not like to see. So really depending on how bad the credit score is, then we can determine how B is going to play a role in the structure of the company. So hopefully that answered the question. So in general, yes, we can definitely do that. But it really depending on how bad the credit score is for A. Literally, we are actually working on a case exactly like this situation. So this gentleman right here is doing a fix and flip. He has all the experience, he has the liquidity, but his credit score is like 500. So he wants to bring in his a partner. The partner is 800 credit score. So in this case, we looked at A, he has 500 credit score and he has a lot of delinquent and a lot of a mortgage default and things like this, then obviously he cannot be on the loan. So in this case, only B can be in the loan, but not A.
Roger that. That makes sense. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Okay, good. Very good question. Anyone else? So again, ladies and gentlemen, for Sequoia, Lunch with Sequoia is for you to bring the questions to us. So again, any questions, feel free to ask. We are here to help. Again, every Wednesday night is our training so that we will talk to you about different products and whatsoever. But for lunch, it's basically for us to listen to you, any advice, any suggestions, any comments, any questions. This is the time for you to talk to us.
Good afternoon, Alan. This is
Hi,
Joyce.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yes,
I'm in
Joyce.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes.
And I actually sent an email to you last night. I'm sure you haven't had a chance to read it because my time is 3 hours difference. But my question comes from listening to you a couple times at the meetings in Las Vegas. It used to be YGE meetings in Las Vegas. And I remember the first time we spoke, you were very interested and passionate, actually, about wanting to redefine the commercial lending industry. Actually, your words were you wanted to disrupt the commercial lending industry. And so my question is, are you interested in propelling Sequoia lending and the Sequoia loan consultants to success? Because my background is in writing programs and helping people grow their organizations, usually corporate America, but I'm retired and I'm working with different people in the community. And I have an idea that I would love to send. Well, I've sent it to you. And if you're interested, you can let me know. And I won't ask the question online, but I would love for you to answer the question. Are you interested in propelling Sequoia lending and Sequoia loan consultants to success? And it will also answer some of the questions about bad credit, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely, Joyce. Thank you so much for sending me. And I apologize one more time that I have not yet checked all the emails. I'm actually in London right now as we speak. So taking the family right here for about a week. So, so right now, as a matter of fact, it's 5:11 on Friday afternoon. So I'm not sure how is that related to time in your
It's 9 o'clock.
time zone.
It's 9 a.m.
9 o'clock. Okay. 9 a.m. Okay, good.
So
Well,
I knew you wouldn't have seen it because I sent it late. But if you take a look at it and when you get back, just get in touch with me. And if it's something you want to do, I would love to work with you on it.
Absolutely. Well, again, I would thank you so much, Joyce, and along with Joyce and also many other loan Sequoia consultants also that you have the passion and you have the heart and you have the willingness to help Sequoias to grow to the next level. The answer is yes, absolutely. We need all kind of help. This Sequoia platform is not just Alan Wu's platform. It belongs to everyone. And I am good at the designing the back end. I know exactly where we wanted to go. Just like you said, we really want to disrupt the commercial lending industry just because for the longest time I've been in this business, I see that the commercial lending industry is a closed door business. And many professionals, I say many times, right? Real estate agent, loan officers, insurance agent, all these are professionals. They already have clients that need commercial lending, but yet they don't know where to go to. And quite frankly, also a lot of the business owners, whether you are just a restaurant owner or a spa, or you need extra money to expand your business, or you are a project owner that you're building a commercial building or whatever that might be. And yet they also do not have the time and also the resources to find out where all these lenders are. So longest time, I do see that, hey, it is our passion to disrupt this commercial lending industry. Now, however, along the way, I cannot do all these things by myself. And that is to come online to help us out. For example, like Mr. Jason Saw, I'm not sure if he's online right now. He saw the platform. He's coming in here to help us to design the certification class. We have other
Alan, I'm not hearing you anymore.
Yeah, I think we might have lost him.
Yeah. Okay, I thought it was just me. Katrina, are you still on?
Yes, I'm still on. I think Alan is back.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, I'm back. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Hello, I'm back. Can everybody? Okay. I apologize that the signal right here is just not that good. But anyway, yes, Joyce, I would love to give me some time tonight, and I will definitely check on your email and respond to you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, again, thank you so much for your help. Yep.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yep.
Alan, I talked to this is Larry Sanders.
Hi, Larry.
Everybody. I talked to a petition this morning. Actually, I talked to a petition in a commercial real estate. The petition asked me, she's want to expand her business and she want to start a wig shop. Is that something that she can get qualified out in the gap lending funding?
Okay. I didn't hear clearly. Can you say that one more time? What kind of business is he in?
A beautician. I talked to a beautician this morning and she wants to expand her wig shop. Would this come under gap funding?
Okay. First of all, let's talk about gap funding. Okay. Gap funding, it's a personal loan. We don't care what do you use the loan for if you apply for gap funding. In order for you to qualify for gap funding, we look at the client's 2 years of personal tax return. And based on that, then we determine what is the loan amount that the client can get. And of course, they need to have at least, if they are a W-2 employee, they need to get, the credit score need to be at least 660. If they are 1099, a self-employed, then the credit score need to be at least at 700. Now, the gap funding, the maximum gap funding that I have seen that we funded, it's somewhere around $70,000. Now, we can definitely fund up to 350,000, but on an average, what I've seen is about 50, 60, 70, somewhere around there. I have not yet seen many people that can actually get gap funding more than $100,000. Okay, so that is about gap funding. Now, if this particular client already running his business for more than 2 years, and he can actually show tax return, so in that case, he might be able to qualify for a working capital. So a working capital, we need to see 2 years of 2 years of business tax return, profit and loss statement, debt schedule, and things like this. So for something like that, we can, for a working capital, we can get as much as up to $1 million. So they can get a lot more money if they can show that their business are able to provide tax return. So my suggestion to you is that to talk to that client, ask him how long he has been business, can he provide tax return, debt schedule, balance sheet, things like that. And from that point on, then we can determine we can determine how to design this loan for him. But sounded to me like more like it's a gap funding. Not a gap funding, but working capital.
Okay. They've been in business for 30 years.
Oh, perfect. That would be great. So yes, I would suggest to use the gap funding. Sorry. I would suggest you to use the working capital, not the gap funding. Now, along the way of gap funding, we do see a lot of inquiry that came in for the last 2 weeks. There are a lot of people apply for gap funding. So my suggestion to you is that talk to your client. What is the reason for them to apply for gap funding? Because we run into a lot of situation where a client came to us applying for gap funding, and as a matter of fact, he is looking for funding to do fix and flip. We have another client that looking for gap funding, apply for gap funding, and as a matter of fact, he's looking for money to purchase some sort of equipment. So if we know the detail or the the use of fund, then there might be other options for our client other than gap funding. Okay.
All right. Also this morning I talked to a realtor, and they have a client that's doing fix and flip. And they have a problem getting funding.
Okay.
How do I go about just sending them the information that can, or just go ahead and set up and help them fill out their application? Or do I need to get more detail of their financial status, plus their credit score? On the fix and flip, are they required to have 20%?
Okay, So you're asking for about fix and flip. And as a matter of fact, we have one of our advisor, Mr. Jason Song, is online. Jason is the expert on fix and flip. Jason, are you online? If you don't mind, can you answer that question for us? Jason, are you there? If you're there, you need to unmute yourself. Okay, I'm not okay. So I'm not sure that he's able to unmute himself. But anyway, let me answer the question. So first of all, you're saying that the client in fix and flip, and he's not able to get funding. Now we need to see what is the reason he's not able to get funding. Is it he's not able to get funding for one project, or he's not able to get funding at all as a person? So if he's not able to get funding for one project, that tells me that, hey, the number the number might not be right. For example, let's say he purchased it for $100,000 and he put another $100,000 into it, and the ARV after repair value, it's only, let's say, 210,000. So the number doesn't work in this case. He's not able to get funding for it. So when the lender funds somebody for fix and flip, they're looking at a few numbers. Number one, what is the purchase price? What is the construction budget? And also, what is the after repair value? So for most lenders, they do not fund more than 70% of the ARV, meaning that, let's say the ARV, the property after repair worth about $300,000 in this case. So normally they would not fund more than $210,000. So now if the client is asking for, let's say, $250,000, $260,000, most likely he would not be able to get funding for that particular project. So we need to understand why, right? Now, however, on the other hand, let's say this particular client is not able to get funding at all. Now we need to find out what is the reason? Is it because the credit score is bad? Is it because he has no experience? Well, experience is not a thing. It's mainly they cannot get fundings because their credit score, or they don't have the liquidity to show. Now, let's talk about the liquidity first. All lender, when you fund it, most of the lender will fund you between 80 to 90% of the loan to cost. So loan to cost is you purchase the property and you fix the cost to purchase the property and the cost to renovate the property, right? So the lender normally is funding you between 80 to 90% of it. Now, if the client themselves does not have the ability to show that they have the down payment, most likely they will not be able to get funding neither, right? So I saw Jason, it's actually online right now. So Jason, if you don't mind, can you jump in? So Mr. Jason Song is our advisor, and he is also our lender and also expert on fix and flip. Jason?
Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so if you can just repeat the question, Alan. I had some technical difficulties here.
Alan said, on the end of the conversation, if the client is doing the fix and flip, cannot come up with the down payment.
Okay, the question is that about fix and flip.
Okay.
Jason, looks like your signal is not good either over there. Babe?
Oh, really? Okay. Let me try again. This is what happens when we leave our offices. So I'm in Orlando right now. Let me see if I can get a better signal.
I can hear you pretty good, Jason. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, maybe it's just you, Alan. You can't hear me in England. Okay, so yeah, if you could just repeat the question, and then I'll give you my best response.
Alan pretty much filled in all
now it's better, Jason.
Okay.
filled in all the answers except for one. If he didn't have the
I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now.
if he didn't have a down payment, I heard that you talked about a bridge loan. Would he be qualified for a bridge loan to help him with the down payment?
Ooh, so you're talking about two loans. One is to get the fix and flip, and then assistance with the down payment that is needed to close that loan. Is that what you're asking?
Happen? Yes.
You know what? The best option in that scenario is if he has multiple properties, is to probably try to take the other property and get some capital out of it, either a line of credit or some kind of refinance and cross collateralize. But sometimes I've seen it where someone will come in as a second position. So usually in that case, it's kind of like a second position, right? You have your first position lender that's going to do the first construction loan. And then the second position would be someone that's going to do assistance with the equity that's needed to close that loan. So it's a rare, it's not the norm, but I'm not saying it can't be done. It just depends on the project, who that person is. I would need to find more detail on, the borrower and the sponsor and the project.
Okay, all right. That finished my question.
Okay. Yeah, it's Alan is cutting in and out. If anyone else has questions and they can hear me, please feel free. Katrina, do we have any more questions?
I don't think so. I didn't get any questions from the back end.
Okay. I think if we have any questions during the week, we could just go over those questions maybe next Friday. And just in case we miss some questions.
There's one question from David. He's asking, can we make customized brochures on the website to help promote our book of business? Yeah, I think that's a marketing question, right?
Yeah, I think we can. I think Katrina, you and I can work on that. Where it's basically, yeah, we'll label it with Sequoia and the lending, and then put the marketing material together for individuals and Sequoia reps. So it's something we can definitely look at, and it will be there in the future. I mean, that's will help all of you, is to have marketing material, spec sheets, just our type of loans, and then type of products, and that way you can just download, put your name on there, or we could create it so it's kind of branded with your name and Sequoia, and I think that's definitely something we need to do in the near future.
Okay, so there is something I want to mention, that we've already made a couple of branded flyers for our agents, and we've uploaded them to our Box Drive. And those documents are all fillable, which means you can fill in your personal name, your personal contact, personalized website, your name, your phone number. So what you need to do is you can log into your back office, and on the left side menu, you can see there's a section named marketing, and then you can just click into that section and it will direct you to the Box Drive. And if you are not a user of Box, you can sign up for a free account, and then you can have access to all the materials we've already prepared for you. If you still have questions on how to access those materials, you can just email us at support@siclending.com, so that our customer service representative Maria can help you to fix all the problems you have.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Anybody have any other questions? Oh, it's box. I'm typing it in the chat box. Box. It's something very similar to Google Drive. Yeah. No problem. Any other questions?
Yeah,
I
are we
think-
allowed to have an office in Sequoia name?
So all the customized marketing materials are under the name of Sequoia. Yes.
Okay, I'm not talking about like a open front office, like an office space with Sequoia name. Are we allowed to open up a physical office and have Sequoia as the business?
That might be a question for Alan, when he returns.
Okay, but I didn't think that we could. I wasn't for sure. I don't think I read that in the agreement. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's something he would have to address. I know on our company, what we allow and what we don't, and for legality purposes, we allow them to use our corporate address.
Mhm.
But for individual, you could utilize the address and just say DBA, like does business as.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that way, because as a corporation, as we put our addresses, our physical addresses, we have to state where exactly our licenses and where we can where we reside as a corporation. So, but when Alan gets back, you could ask him that question. But I've to our brokers and to other business associates, they always do a DBA.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, I saw that one question. That might be more of a Alan question if it's a business loan. I didn't catch it all. Katrina, you might want to.
So one of the agents is asking, do we need to have personal property as collateral for a business working capital loan?
That would be a question for Alan. Unfortunately, I only know about real estate loans. I don't know enough about business loans, lines of credit, etc. But it sounds like it should be doable. I mean, even if you use personal property or property to do any kind of line of credit or business loan, I would imagine that any bank or institution would allow that. And then whoever Alan uses, Sequoia uses for as a partner regarding business loans, I would imagine that is feasible.
Alan said his signal is bad and he couldn't connect it back. Sorry, team. So if you have questions about business funding, you can just leave the questions here and I will send those questions to Alan. And then we will upload the training for the recording of training today, and we might include those answers to your questions there. So anybody have any other questions about real estate funding? Since Jason is here, he is the expert. So just throw out your questions here. All right, if nobody has questions, I think our training will just end today. But we would really appreciate if you could spend like 1 minute to fill out a post-training survey here. Well, yeah, I will just send out the survey after this training. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Jason,
Thank
Yep.
you all. See you next.
Thank you.
you get that, right?
Bye.